Good morning. It's a beautiful day in June, June 19th today, and the front yard foodscape is looking great, so we thought we'd give you a quick tour. So let's check in on our salsa garden, and the tomatoes are going crazy, growing tons of tomatoes, and the spacing on these 18 inches is kind of an experiment to see how it works. It's really tight spacing. This is the first time we've done them this close. These are all bush varieties, determinate varieties, so they won't get much bigger than this, but they're already putting on their crop. Here we have celebrity tomato. So you can see there's some celebrity tomatoes. They're coming along. On the ends, we have a variety called Gold Nugget, which is a early maturing variety. And in fact, June 19th, and for about a week now, we've been pulling a couple ripe tomatoes off. Let's see if we can find some. In the middle there, you can see an orange one. So that one's that one's ripe, I'd say. And then, so those are tomatoes, and then the marigolds are looking good, even though they're getting crowded a little bit. They still are covered with flowers. And then along this edge, our onions and garlic are looking great, and the borage is just really going crazy. It's looking really good, but got so big that I went ahead and pruned it back a little to make some more room for our pepper plants, pepper and basil, which is in the middle. So yeah, here we have onion, borage. The borage is really attracting beneficial insects. You can see there's a bumblebee, there's a honeybee. We often see ladybugs out here as well. Take a look at this bed real quick. The marigold and artichoke are looking great. So we have marigold, strawberries, and we were eating strawberries. We had a couple, oh, here's another flower here. Maybe we'll still get a couple more strawberries before it gets too hot. And then here we have asparagus. We've got about 7 or 8 of our 10 asparagus look like they're gonna make it. A little bit of parsley on the right. On the left there, we've got the leftover broccoli and cauliflower. I started a bunch from seed, and I had a couple leftover plants, so we decided to put them in here. And we went ahead and let this broccoli flower, and you can see it's been covered with bees. So a lot of flowers in the garden attracts a lot of beneficial insects, not only bees, but also predatory wasps and ladybugs. Here on the end, this is sorrel. And sorrel is a perennial leafy green, which we thought it would be awesome to have a perennial leafy green that comes back each year. And then here, we're multi-cropping. We have squash, which we planted a couple days ago, 5 days ago. And then we're getting our last harvest of our peas. The peas are about ready to come out. So I'll do a separate video with more information on how we multi-crop, get the most use out of our space. Quick look at this bed, which is also strawberries, borage, marigolds, and artichoke. And this artichoke's ready to harvest. See how it's starting to open up a little bit? This one's not far behind either. But once they start to open up, just show signs of opening up, that's when you want to harvest them. Or another option would be to let it flower. It makes a beautiful, large purple flower. While we're here, let's check in on our grapevine. We're growing this up, this bamboo stake, to try to get it to the top of the trellis this year. The goal is to get it to the top this year. We'll see. And then in this area, we already harvested and pulled out our broccoli and beetroot, and then now we followed it with bush beans and then also eggplant. So there's one eggplant there and then an eggplant on the opposite side. Here on the end of this bed, we're trellising some pole beans, and this is amaranth. And to be honest, I don't know a lot about amaranth, but I think it's incredibly ornamental. It's making a huge plant. It's really pretty. And we're gonna try, maybe, I don't know, we'll see, to harvest some of the grain. But it's another example of a flower that brings beneficial insects. There's a ladybug right there. So we garden organically, so it really helps to have the beneficial insects come in and eat the pests, like the aphids. So we plant a lot of flowers to bring those in. While we're here, we'll take a quick look. There's some impatiens in this more shady area. It's getting some morning sun now, but in the middle of the day, it's shaded by our house. And then we have over here Echinacea. They're really small, no flowers yet. And then in the middle of our bed, or in the middle of the foodscape, we have our Pluot bed. There's a couple pluots there. In another video, we're working on some footage on how to keep your fruit trees really small. And around the pluots, we have chamomile. We've already harvested some chamomile. Chamomile is really a nice addition because obviously it makes a chamomile tea, which is really good with a little bit of milk and some honey. It's delicious, but it also attracts beneficial insects. So we'll see ladybugs and predatory wasps on these also. Okay, and then while we're here, let's take a quick look at our nectarine tree. Heavenly white nectarines loaded with nectarines, and they're starting to get big too. There's a big one right over here, I think. See how well you can see that. Nice big nectarines. And here is our Haro Delight European pear, also loaded with pears. And in another video, we are experimenting with bagging the fruit this year to prevent the codling moth worms from getting it. So towards harvest season, look for a video on that. All right, that finishes up our quick June tour of our front yard foodscape. Let's get just one last shot of the whole front. So, thanks for watching Foodscaping Utah, and grow your own.